remind myself that this version of me, the one who isn't living in fight or flight, the one who isn't living in like I need to prepare for the worst that can happen. Like she's new. She's never been here before.
Hey wildflowers, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you are new here, thank you, welcome. And if you don't know, I like to just jump into the video, not gonna lie to you. So I didn't expect to feel fear when the things I prayed for finally started to arrive. But there I was with everything I thought I wanted, and my body didn't know how to relax in it. The peace felt too quiet, the love felt too safe, and some part of me started looking for the exit. Not because I was ungrateful, but because safety didn't feel familiar. We weren't taught how to stay where it's calm. We were taught how to survive, how to read the room, how to look out for the danger, how to be ready so you don't have to get ready, how to make ourselves small or useful or invisible just to stay protected, just to stay like covered in a way. But never how to rest, never how to like have that reset moment, never how to receive. When you grow up in chaos, your nervous system starts to believe that tension is the normal, is the life. It's the way you navigate life. We memorize how to stay alert. We learn how to turn pain into power, how to keep pushing, how to rebuild from nothing. I've done it. I've lived it. Put me in a motherfucking storm. I will rise through it. I will go through it. Like I will defeat the storm, trust and believe. But when life got really quiet, when things got so good, when there was nothing for me to fix, no fire for me to put out, no drama to embrace for, no chaotic events, no dysfunctional thing happening, that's when everything got the loudest. My mind could see peace, but my body was still scanning for what could possibly go wrong. It's like my nervous system didn't get the memo that, like, I'm here, I made it, I don't have to fight the forces of life anymore. That's what we don't talk about enough. Being in a good season and still struggling because our wiring doesn't trust it. Our wiring doesn't allow us to be in that good season and just enjoy it. That quiet anxiety that kicks in when there's no immediate threat, but somehow our body still's making up one anyway, just to feel prepared, just to say like, um, let's find a sense of normal in this unnormal thing. I've literally caught myself creating entire scenarios in my head, rehearsing how I respond to danger that didn't even fucking exist in the first place. And I know, and I hope, I pray that I'm not alone in that. Peace made me restless. My body would pace, my body will tense up, my body would just feel like anxiety, like really bad anxiety, not from danger, but from the absence of it. Like I still needed something to brace against. Like stillness made me feel more exposed than chaos ever did. That's the part of healing that can be so like weird or disorienting. Our bodies don't always catch up with our blessings. Sometimes they still think we need to fight for our lives. We need to prepare. We need to brace. Even when things are finally calm, even when things are finally soft, we still have that need to like huzzah. I don't even know if huzzah is it. Like when it came to like me dating, man, oh fucking man. That survivor program showed up quick. We can meet someone who feels like everything that we ever asked for, like feels like a breath of fresh air, and still find ourselves looking for all the red flags that aren't even there because love without chaos doesn't feel familiar. Peace doesn't feel earned, and some of us were taught by life, by pain, by example, by the things that we went through that something has to be a little bit off or else it's not real. So even when God places like something good in our hands, our minds start scanning for the trap, not because we're broken, but because we've been taught to believe that calm can't be trusted. I know for a fact I was. Like happiness used to scare me, not because I didn't want it, but because I didn't trust it to stay for a long period of time. I used to think like, if I allow myself to fully feel this, like allow myself to fully slide into this like happiness roll, it's going to hurt so bad when it goes away. I'd rather stay low than fall from a high. And I took the same mindset into friendships, into relationships, into how I navigated like life and situations. I would guard myself so closely, hold back the most like softest parts of me, because deep down I already believed that disappointment was coming. I just didn't know when it was coming. So instead of me like fully engaged and fully like being me, I emotionally checked out before like the worst things could even unfold. I figured if I didn't, give too much of myself, I didn't pour too much of myself, if I didn't like let that guard down, um, it wouldn't hurt as bad when bad things happen, when the person left me, when I like if I lost the job or if anything happened, it wouldn't feel so bad because I didn't really attach myself to it too much and I didn't allow myself to feel in it. That was like my version of just being safe and keeping myself safe. Not getting too close, not getting too happy, not getting too seen, because closeness felt like a risk and risk felt like pain waiting to happen. I always used to tell myself, don't celebrate too much, don't get too loud with your accomplishments, because that's when life comes and like get you, like smack you like a fucking little bug. I convinced myself that if I embraced all the beautiful things in life that I accomplished, all the beauty that I've like was experiencing, if I was to, you know, embrace this so freely, something will come along and take it away. So I kept the lid on it. I held back. I dimmed my light. I clipped my own wings before life had a chance to. Not because I didn't want to fly, but because I didn't believe it was safe to soar. And if I did soar, that lightning was going to come and strike me out the fucking sky. I thought joy had a cost, and I was scared that I couldn't afford that price of joy. That fear had me rehearsing pain before it even showed up. I played out the worst case scenarios in my head like a script, just to feel like I have a sense of control of like the peace I'm feeling. I was rehearsing pain before it even ever showed up. I played out the worst case scenarios in my head like it was a script, just to feel like I had a sense of control over the piece I was in. I agreed things that hadn't even happened yet. I realized like I was bracing for the fall before I ever allowed myself to rise. I trained myself to keep joy at an arm's length, like I can't experience too much, to side like I was side eyeing the piece, to like I was second guessing ease. I was just like, am I don't trust shit bag, because if things were too good, too calm, too still, that meant the storm was coming eventually, and I needed to prepare for. Part of this, y'all, is like I missed so many moments, so many memories I could have noted in, so many opportunities because I stayed on guard. I stayed in my head. I stayed preparing for endings that hadn't even begun. That's what trauma does. It rewires our joy. It makes us suspicious of peace. It turns ease into a red flag. We don't know how to trust anything that doesn't come with tension. So we get stuck. Not because we don't want better, but because our nervous system still thinks survival is the only way to like live, the only way to stay safe.
And I don't feel like I'm above this. I'm not speaking like I've arrived and I'm just like in that sacred place and I'm just so past it and I'm still healed. Like I still get caught up in. I still have to stop myself mid thought and say, hey, like, bro, you saved. Like you don't have to survive life anymore. You don't have to brace for the worst things to happen. Like you can enjoy. You can be at peace. Like you don't have to be in that constant fight or flight mode. But it takes work, like real work. Like I'm still unlearning years of being on guard. I'm years of like holding my breath, years of like surviving and waiting for the worst things to happen. I'm still unlearning it. Years of looking for all the red flags, even in the most sweetest, genuine people, even in the most softest places. I am still hard on myself, still my biggest critic, and there's days when I feel like I am failing peace. Like I don't know how to just be without trying to fix, trying to protect or prove something, but I try to hold space for myself. I try to hold space for those moments. I try to hold space for like when I'm having thoughts like I'm just like I'm not sure or I want to run away and just go back to what's keeping me like what kept me safe. Let me just say that. Go back to things that kept me safe. I try to be gentle with those parts of me that are like still scared of softness. I have to remind myself that this version of me, the one who isn't living in fight or flight, the one who isn't living in like I need to prepare for the worst thing to happen. Like, she's new. She's never been here before. I've never been in this position before to just like actually be at peace and actually not have to survive. That is why it feels so weird. That's why it feels so strange, because that's that is what kept me comfortable for a long time. That is what kept me safe for a long time. And times I don't even know who I am without chaos, without the constant like solving problems, without the constant managing and over functioning, overdoing, overplaying my part. And there's a lot of grief in releasing that version of me. Even if she was built from survival, she got me here. She held me up for the longest. Even if she was like built from survival, even if she was built from like having that guard up, she got me here. Like, she's the one who pushed me through like my depression, me pushed me through like my darkest battles. She kept me safe, and she kept me safe the best way she knew how. And now I'm trying to meet the me that doesn't have to like brace for that impact anymore. I'm trying to meet the me who's allowed to receive that soft without, you know, asking where the chaos at, asking where the dysfunction at. I am trying to meet the me that gets to rest. And there is grief in that too. Grief for all the version of me, the me that had to figure it out with no manual, no mirror, no space to fall apart. I was the one who kept going when nobody checked in. I'm the one who became everything that I needed because no one could. And it's a lot of people who are out here like, you know, they have to be their biggest support. They have to be the one that pours into them all the time. They always have to check in with themselves. They always have to be their strongest player on the team because no one else is doing it. And it's like, so we're just supposed to just let that go. We're just supposed to receive love. Like, we're supposed to receive safety, receive consistency. It sounds simple, but it's not. Not when your identity has been built on like just surviving, being that biggest supporter, being your biggest fan, being the one that constantly pours into you all the time, and no one's coming to say, hey, are you okay? Are you depressed? It's a lot. Sometimes our armor was being hyper independent, but learning and giving yourself space to hold yourself slowly and intentionally is key. And I owe it to that little girl inside of me, the one who is still wondering what love's feel like when it doesn't come with like a side of fear or a side of dysfunction. The one who deserves to be held fully without having to earn it. I am still owing it to her. I'm still holding that version of me because, you know, she had went through a lot. She went through a lot of times where in her life she didn't, well, shit, me in my life where I didn't know what was coming next, but I still had to get up and keep going. Some mornings now, like, I sit with myself, hand over my heart, and I pray, or I say out loud, like, girl, you're safe now. You made it. You don't have to hold your breath anymore. You don't have to brace for the worst thing. Like, I ask God all the time, please show me how beautiful life can get. I feel like we always pray for, like, you know, please remove anything that no longer serve me any purpose. But I think I started to change my prayers to like show me how beautiful life can get and remove anything that doesn't align with that beautifulness. And I hold space for that. Even when my nervous system doesn't believe like the words that I'm saying, I still say it, especially in the moments where I catch myself looking for something to alchemize, some wound to heal, some storm to predict. I'm learning to stop searching for struggle. I'm learning to stop searching for that chaos. I'm learning to sit in the quiet. I'm learning to trust peace, to stay in the peace, to receive the peace, to let softness land in my body without me having to fight it or resist it or be like question or look for the worst things to happen. And to remind myself, like, I'm not hurt anymore. I'm not there anymore. I'm not having to survive anymore. Same thing for y'all too. Y'all not there anymore. Y'all not trying to survive. Y'all not trying to, look for the worst things to um survive from or alchemize. You have to just know you're not crazy. You're not broken. I feel like we're just all unwinding the chaos that taught us how to survive. I think we're all trying to make sense of a life that doesn't need that chaos or need that sense of survival. And it's okay if peace feels like weird or strange at first. You're not doing it wrong. You're just doing it for the first time. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is just hold space for yourself. Not fix it, not rush it, just be with it, with the urge. When the urge comes to, like, brace for impact, to protect, to overanalyze, to overpour, to alchemize something that doesn't need to be transformed. Try to pause, try to breathe, try to redirect. It takes time, I won't lie, but it's possible. I had to learn that not every thought is a threat and not every emotion is a warning sign. Sometimes it's just something rising to be felt, honored, and held. So if you are in a moment where things feel like loud or weird or even unfamiliar, this is your reminder. You do not have to have the perfect response. You don't need to be more or do more. The best thing you can do is hold space, be gentle with what's showing up, and let the emotions be the emotions, let the fear be the fear, and let the softness be the softness. And remind yourself, I don't need to fix this right now. I don't need to fix the things that's coming up right now. I just need to feel it. I just need to allow myself to sit in it. That is the work, and that is enough.